Hi everyone. I want to give us a quick message regarding the awareness of um, soul. So, walking the human path as a soul, we're going to go through many things, right? And we're always looking for that internal resonance alignment where our environmental experience actually hits a home place within. That's what we're actually looking for a lot of the time. We don't actually acknowledge it too much, but what it is the human connects within, where there is this sparking within. So the soul lines up with the human in the moment in this intricate, like, we're always looking for that because the soul wants to notify you. It's just a natural thing. The soul is going to when the human is aligning with it. So I want to give you an example of, I just heard a friend of mine online say that about discipline and moving through life with this inner discipline recognition that you have to follow through on these parts of yourself, otherwise they're not going to get lived. And you can easily give in to the mind and old patterns. And even just saying old patterns, it makes you think, oh yeah, that's comfy and cozy. That's the way I'm meant to be, or that's the way I'm meant to go. But there's this element in our solar plexus, chest and upward that says, I want to live. So you're going to have to do that inner discipline work that says some old shit has got to go. Right? For the new shit. Forgive my language, but we all know how the good shit feels, and holding on to the old crap brings us down. Okay, so we got to notice in recognition of what and how we move forward in a disciplined momentum. But I also want to add to this is my point, that yes, we have this consciousness to tend to in taking ourselves onward and upward through life, forward. But when we're speaking of energy and moving forward through life, when you go within enough in recognition of who you are, not what the world tells you. Like, you experience the world and you come home to yourself, and you can do that as often as you want. You can train yourself and learn that when you're out in the world, you're checking in with this internal place of you. That doesn't come easy without doing it when you're at home or in nature, or you're making that commitment to that internal space and you know who you are. So that's an internal discipline to keep coming home to, who am I? Even though the world says it's this and the world can reflect what I should be, no one on the outside says what I should be, because that's my internal soul's frequency to expand and grow on and with. But the point I want to make is, with the soul, and you've been doing the work and you feel that knowing, which is in essence the spark of the soul and the human working together like a motor. Whether the human agrees, it comes in, it's taken time with itself to Rejuvenate, replenish, but listen, release olds, like, you know, clean up the motor of what is like the world's and what's not yours. And so when we actually get that motor going, the soul is naturally a higher frequency truth that we are meant to adopt, adapt, and live through. There's endless reservoir of assistance there in light energy in the field, as in not taking from other humans or something like that. In the field, as in you'll easily connect up with those who are of this resonance as well. But it's like it's not like the opposite would be the human making themselves do something, right? That leads to burnout, lethargy, and, you know, along those lines, where you have to fight with yourself to move forward, and life becomes a mental kind of battle in that. So you're just feeling more along those lines of life, tired. Your conversations will take more of those lines, like life isn't working, or unfair for me, or I can just never get ahead, or something like this. Whereas when you've made the space for the soul frequency and you've let the human match it, and in that is where you find that even if the world doesn't agree, you find that's where I belong. I want to do that. I want to support that part of me. And you'll have connections in the world and memories that say, yeah, that's the way to go. And so you've got this building up stamina to follow through in life that is not of a frequency of a heavy mentality. So I just wanted to give us that, and I was trying to summarize it as briefly as possible. But I guess there's no real need to summarize too briefly. Goes for as long as it has to go. To get to that, allow your soul to be a part of the world. And it feels different to what we have thought life is, that it's a battle. And I wanted to get us a card to support this very thing, because it can easily leave our mentality and we just go back to the usual. But it is a remembering of coming home to your whole self, that if life feels restricted, there's actually more for you. You're not meant to be putting all your concentration into a restricted life pattern. Like the whole of life can feel that way, or on certain levels it can feel that way. So I've just reached for the animal spirit deck again. So I've got a variety in front of me, but this is the one calling. And I'm going to break the deck right in the middle. And it's given me the porcupine spirit. Time for beginner mind. Number 48. Pretty cool illustrations, hey? Looks like we've got a porcupine in flight, like action. Time for a beginner mind. Pretty much, I can feel into that message, but let's let the author express. When porcupine spirit calls your name, You are being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old confining stories no longer have a hold on you. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you have been seeking, whether it is a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all you need right now to co-create what you desire. Who knew? Porcupine asks you to be playful and have a childlike curiosity. There is so much waiting for you that you have yet to discover. And that's the excitement, I believe. Totally. Especially with these little blue face painting. There's the excitement in action there, isn't there? In the unknown. Yet to discover. Porcupine offers a protection message. Are you feeling prickly and defensive lately? And assuming you will be hurt before you have seen any sign that such a reaction is called for? Perhaps an old sense of guilt and shame is causing you to be cynical and wary when you are meant to be open and curious. Self-protection is a good thing, but you may be protecting yourself from something that will not actually harm you, but instead will bring you abundance, happiness, and love. Remember your innocence, and you will see what you have been overlooking. Too true. Too true. We can get so distracted in worry energy, and we gotta let it go and open up. And this is exactly it with what I was talking about. That we can think too much about life and be an old energy, and yet soul is wanting to spark new life if we let it. Porcupine quills are filled with air, allowing a porcupine to float in water. Now is a time to let your innocent nature keep you buoyant. Ah, so true. That innocence of life is good. Why worry about anything else? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just checking in with my guides right now if there's anything else to share along the lines of that highlight. That we are spirit and have come here to spark new and good with our light. God bless everyone and keep growing towards the light. It is sparking forward with all good intention to keep your motor running. I love that animal card. buoyancy in the innocence of life. Bye for now, everyone. Enjoy.